In the teaching of the apostles, in the Didache, they taught, you shall not kill the embryo by abortion and shall not cause the newborn to perish. From the fifth commandment, you shall not kill. Human life must be respected and protected absolutely from the moment of conception, the Church teaches, number 2270. From the first moment of his existence, a human being must be recognized as having the rights of a person, among which is the inviolable right of every innocent being to life, the preeminent, the primordial, the quintessential right to life. Since the first century, the Church has defended this right to life of the unborn. Right in the teaching of the apostles, in the Didache, they taught, you shall not kill the embryo by abortion and shall not cause the newborn to perish. From the very first century of the Church's existence, we have taught that continuously. And the teaching can never change. That's part of the doctrine of the faith. It's part of the natural law. It's part of the mind of God. It is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Likewise, the Second Vatican Council teaches clearly in Gaudium et Spes, God, the Lord of life, has entrusted to men the noble mission of safeguarding life, and men must carry it out in a manner worthy of themselves. Life must be protected with the utmost care from the moment of conception. Abortion and infanticide are abominable crimes. Gaudium et Spes, number 51. That's the teaching of the Church, the teaching of the Second Vatican Council. Now, I've got to make a point here. There are those who claim to be Christian and even Catholic, who claim a right to choose. Pro-choice. There is a right to choose before that marital act. Before that sexual act, you can choose to have it or not. But at that point, you've made your choice. And if God decrees that new life shall come to be, then there's only one choice left. And that choice is to accept the gift which God sends. Whatever the circumstances, whatever the problems, the gift of life comes into being. There is no choice after that. You do not have a choice or a right to do evil. No one has the right to take the life of an innocent human being for any reason. But through a specious mode of reasoning, through a kind of thinking which is perverse, from the liar and father of lies, I might add, who is a murderer from the beginning. And it just strikes me, you know, we have 60 million Catholics, nominally at least, in this country. Now, add all the other Christians on top of that. I don't know exactly what it comes to, but it's probably more than half the country. More than half this country is nominally Christian. If all those Christians, even if all the Catholics, would live, profess, teach, and vote what they live, profess, and teach, this despicable, abhorrent situation could never exist. It could never exist. It's my fault, and it's your fault. It's a collective sin. What are collective sins? Well, they all trace back to individuals. There's really no such thing as corporate sin. I mean, it's a word that we use, and it has meaning. But it all traces back to individuals. Catholics who refused or failed to form their consciences in accordance with the objective norm of truth. And part of that truth is the sanctity of human life. From the moment of conception to the last moment when natural death shall come, human life is sacred. And everything in this country should reflect the splendor of that truth. And when it doesn't, that is a clarion call to battle. And Christians had better take up the sword. the two-edged sword of the Word of God, truth. Because if you do not, I promise you something before God. Take it as something that's going to happen. You can say I'm crazy, you can reject it, but I guarantee you a few things, but I'll guarantee you this. If we don't begin to do that, if we don't begin to live, to teach, to preach, and to vote our well-formed Catholic conscience, this country will not end with a bang. It will end with a whimper. We will have contracepted ourselves into sterility and aborted ourselves into oblivion. This country will keel over and die. Another wreck on the reefs of history. And that's your business, and that's my business.